So I'm hoping, someone out there that needs to hears this and takes heed to what she's going to tell you about what happened to her daughter. Okay. What is your name, ma'am?
Melba Bennett.
Okay. All right, Miss Bennett. How you doing today?
I'm doing great today.
Okay. Great. Okay. So, your daughter was murdered 4 years ago, right?
Yes.
Okay. And that was here in the Dallas?
Yes, in Dallas.
Okay. All right. And would you tell us about that situation? What happened? How did it escalate to her actually getting murdered?
Well, I'm not sure exactly how it escalated, but from what I heard from her friends, that Thursday night, she was murdered like between Thursday night and Friday morning, that she wanted him to leave her apartment. She wanted him out. So I guess, in his mind, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. But I'm really not sure because I wasn't there. But Friday morning, I got a phone call, and they told me that my daughter had been murdered by her child's father. Yes. She was 24 years old, and she had 2 little girls.
Oh, goodness.
And their baby was only 1 month old.
So, what has happened to the man that killed your daughter?
He received a life sentence. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, did your daughter inform you of the situation she was in?
Yeah, when she was I already knew that it was a violent relationship, and throughout the relationship, I begged her, to leave him alone. And when she was 7 months pregnant, I was at my oldest daughter's house, and she didn't live far from my youngest daughter. And about 3 in the morning, the police brought her there with her oldest child, and she was 7 months pregnant. And that night, he physically abused her while she was pregnant. And I'll never forget that night. The police even stayed there with us and was trying to convince her to file the charges, get the restraining order, don't let him back into your life. And I was doing the same thing. And so before the police even got to her house, he was gone. But for her safety, they brought her to her oldest sister's house where I was. And we begged her not to let him back into her life. And until the day she had the baby, we didn't see him. September the 4th, she had the baby. And I went to the hospital, and there he was. Okay. September the 7th, she was released from the hospital. And me and him had a confrontation.
Okay.
I asked him, well, I'm saying it nicely today, but that day, I'll never forget. I asked him, keep your hands off my daughter, please. So basically exactly 50 days after that day, he killed her. He stabbed her 39 times and left the children in the house. And Kamaria, the oldest, was 4, and the baby was 1 month old.
Did you have to identify your daughter?
Oh, thank God I didn't. No.
Okay.
Because, she has a cousin that lived in the same complex. Mm-hmm. And she had a 4-year-old daughter as well. So their 2 daughters went to Head Start together.
Okay.
So every morning her cousin would come down, bring her daughter, so my daughter could take their daughters to school.
Right.
She knocked on the door, it came open. It's dark in there. It's around 7 in the morning. She opens up the door. She sees somebody laying in the living room, but it's dark. She can't tell. And she's like, she didn't see the car, so she knew Marietta must be already gone. She like, Corvez. Let me use your phone to call Marietta to see where she at. Nobody said anything, so she cut the light on. And that's when she discovered that that was my daughter's body laying there. Yep.
So has the killer tried to contact you since he's been locked up?
No.
Has he apologized?
No. But last year, right after he got sentenced and I found out his address, I wrote him several
Right.
times.
Right.
And they were angry letters. And I put my address on there so he could write me back.
Right.
But he never did. And last year, I wrote him and I told him that I forgave him. Not for him, but for me.
Right.
Because I'm raising his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to be free, you know. I didn't want to live my life angry and let him control me anymore. Because he basically had control of my emotions. And I was angry. I was hurt and I was angry. So I wrote him and I forgave him for me and the kids.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, well, I'm thankful that you've gone through that process because
Yeah.
that means a lot for you being able to carry on.
Yeah.
You know, it lifts a hell of a weight off of your shoulders
Yes,
once
it
you
does.
can do that.
It does.
But it does not happen overnight.
It
Definitely
don't.
does not.
It don't.